Hi guys. Today we are getting straight into it. We are going to make Tibetan momos. Yay! They are so delicious. They are my ultimate comfort food. We are gonna make the vegetarian version that my dad made for me growing up. I think normally they would probably use yak. I don't have yak handy, nor do I really want to eat yak, so we're gonna stick to the vegetarian version. I'm gonna add my own twists, but I promise you guys it is just as good. Hello baby. Why are you so cute? But yeah, I'm gonna go get what I need now from the shops, and then I'll be back, and then we're gonna make something delicious. Woo! Second video, let's go! Oh guys, I went to get a Huel for breakfast, which is like, it's kind of like a meal in a drink kind of thing, and the lady at the counter was like, oh, I hate Huel. I was like, oh really? She's like, yeah, there's another one called Y Food, which is better. I was like, bet, okay, I'll try that then. I try it, I'm like, ugh, what is that? Like, why does it taste so weird? And then I checked the ingredients, it's got milk in it. I haven't had milk in years, and it upsets my tummy. Yay, £3 wasted. Fuck it hell. Right, since my breakfast was cancelled, I'm gonna quickly do some just carrots and cucumber with hummus just to fill my belly a bit. And I'm gonna make a coffee. And then I promise you, we will be on track to make momos. I got some flour, I got some spring onions, I got some mushrooms, and I like to get the big mushrooms. What are they called? British large flat mushrooms. I like to get them because it's easier to get smaller slices. I don't really know how to explain it, like, because it's bigger, you got more to like grab onto, and then you can just like chop it up into much smaller pieces, and you're gonna need like quite small pieces, so yeah. I just smashed my favorite mug. What's wrong with me? Why am I so accident prone? It's a daughter mug that my dad got me. I'm sorry, Dad. Get me another mug, please. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hoover, I'm gonna eat something, because clearly I'm malfunctioning. I'm gonna have a coffee, and then I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna have a really nice, peaceful, accident-free time making momos. We're back. I just took like an hour-long break because I needed it. Why am I stressing for? No reason. Okay, first step, we're gonna make the dough. We need to do this first because it needs time to rest. It's super easy. All you need is plain flour and water. That's it. It's great. It does take a little bit of time to kind of know exactly how much water you're gonna need, how much flour you're gonna need, and how much you need to knead it. But it's fine. I'm still learning, and I can give some tips, you know, we'll try. So, bowl. Got some plain flour. I'm not gonna make too many. I'm probably just gonna do probably that much. And then what I like to do, I like to make a little hole in the middle, and then I fill up the hole and kind of let it spill over. And then I do a mix. And if you can see that you got like a lot of dough left, it will usually be at the very bottom of it. Just add a little bit more, like a splash. Ooh, that was probably too much. It's okay. We're learning. It's just trial and error. And now we have some dough. Put it into a little ball, and there you have it, you know, it's pretty good. Cover it with a tea towel, and then you're gonna leave it for, I'd say probably at least 15 minutes. I just do it while I'm making all the filling. So step one complete. Okay, Next, what we're gonna do the filling. For this recipe, I'm gonna use mushrooms as my kind of meat substitute. I do normally use like corn mince or some kind of vegan mince, but I've actually found that I much prefer the texture of mushrooms. And then I'm gonna add some Chinese cabbage, the same one that we used to make the kimchi before. I think that adds like a nice texture to it. And then in terms of like aromatics, it's gonna give it some more flavor. I'm gonna use Chinese chives, same one that we used for the kimchi, and spring onions and garlic as well. So I'm just gonna chop all of those up, but before we do that, because I'm using cabbage, I'm gonna salt it first. Like I did with the kimchi, it's the same thing. So I'm just gonna chop it up, put it in a bowl and salt it and rinse it off. And that's gonna draw out the moisture. It means that when you're cooking it, it's not gonna be like super soggy. You can skip this step if you want to, but I do think that it makes a difference. And I think if you are gonna skip this step, you're gonna wanna chop it super, super small. Because otherwise, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit difficult to fold it all. So I'm gonna take off the end. I really just kind of want it to be as small as I can get it. Put this in our bowl. Gonna take some salt. And then I'm gonna set this aside for maybe 15 minutes just to really make sure I get all the water out. Let's start chopping. Okay, I have rinsed the cabbage. You can see that it's gone down a lot and the pieces are like flimsy. You see that? It's like, we're gonna add everything in. Here are all my mushrooms. And now we're gonna add some seasoning to it. So I'm gonna show you what I do. Feel free to mix and match according to preference. I kind of change it up every time. I don't really have like a formula. I just eye it. It's the Asian way. I'm gonna do soy sauce. I'm gonna add like a splash. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna finish that then. I'm gonna add some sesame oil. I'm gonna take some of my garlic salt. I also have some chili salt. So I got the bouillon that you may remember, quite a small tablespoon. I'm just gonna sprinkle that in there. I think if you like quite simple flavors, you can just leave it like that. I think the part that I love so much about this recipe is the spices that we're gonna add. And this is what my stepmom always did. This is what she taught me, and I think this makes it. We are gonna do cumin seeds. And we're gonna do some garam masala, or I'm gonna use hot madras curry powder. I think any curry powder would kind of work. I just happen to have this as my curry powder currently. Probably gonna do like a tablespoon. Just sprinkle that in there. And now we're gonna mix. Oh, it smells so good. This is what it looks like. Yummy. Filling done. We can set that aside now. Okay, it is time to make the wrappers. This is pretty easy, so let's get into it. Prep the surface with flour so that it doesn't stick to the table. Da-da-da. There she is. And okay, so coat your dough in flour. You just don't want it to stick because that's just gonna make your life hard. Okay, right. Get down. Don't have a rolling pin. Just use a wine bottle. I'm trying to think of a way to describe how thin you want it. I'd say probably like that thin. You want it pretty thin, but not like so thin that it's gonna fall apart. You're gonna take a cup. This is my hand. This is the size of the cup for reference. It's a lot easier when the rim is a bit thinner, and you're just gonna make as many circles as you can. Like this. Now put these down on the floury surface so that they're not sticking to anything. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 21. I honestly think I'm gonna leave it like that for now because I'm gonna teach you what you can do with leftover dough and filling. So we got 21, let's make it 20. Okay, Now, this takes a while to really master, you know? Don't beat yourself up. At the end of the day, you're just eating it. As long as it closes, you're good. We're gonna take our circle and we're gonna pinch the ends with our thumb and pointer just to thin out the edges. If you're right-handed, put it in your left hand, vice versa if you're left-handed, of course. We're gonna take some filling, put it in the middle. We're gonna pinch the ends like this so that the end is closed. We're making a fold on just one side of the dumpling. And when we've made that fold, it should look like a backwards S. When you've made that fold, you push that fold into the other side of the dumpling. You know, pinch it together again. And then you pinch. And then you make a fold and you pinch it together. Pinch, fold, pinch, pinch, fold, pinch, pinch. And you're left with a dumpling. Should look like this with the little folds in it. If this is really difficult for you, maybe you just pinch it shut all the way. It's kind of gonna look like a pasty, but still edible, right? Also, I have seen other folding techniques used for Chinese dumplings, soup dumplings, where they just kind of fold it in half, pinch the ends together. Look up whatever works for you. This is what I was taught, so that's what I'm gonna teach today, of course. We can do some chatting while I'm folding, can't we? One thing that's been on my mind recently has been female friendships. I've just been feeling so much more fulfilled and like understood and appreciated now that I've got some really solid girlfriends in my life. That's not to say that I don't appreciate my guy friends. I've spent the past couple of years like mostly just having very strong male friendships and I love them very, very much. But there's just something about female friendship. It's like, it's so beautiful and you just like understand each other on such a deeper level. And I know what I'm about to say sounds a bit deep, okay? But sometimes I feel like with guys, you're kind of having to teach them to see you as a human being, as a person, as opposed to a woman. But with women, that obstacle is automatically, you know, you've automatically passed it because that obstacle doesn't exist. And so you're able to connect on like such a deep level so quickly. It's interesting because I was listening to an Emma Chamberlain podcast and she had one on female friendship. And I was like, oh, this will be interesting to listen to now that I've like been thinking about this. And the whole time she was just talking about how female friendships are so toxic because they're so competitive and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, babe, like what friends do you have? I don't think I've ever had like female friendships that are super competitive. The only time that that's happened is when they are just like competitive people in general. So it was really interesting to listen to and I was just like, is she the problem? Babe, Emma, come on, are you the problem? Be fucking for real. But yeah, basically I'm just on a bit of a female friendship high at the moment. Life just feels so much better now that I have women in my life. I just feel like women. Anyway, enough about that. Thank you so much for the support so far. It's been so nice, like getting comments saying that they love the video, just little things like that. I really appreciate it. Right, I'm gonna finish folding these. I've got, how many have I done so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 11 more. And I will come back in 11 dumplings then. There we have it. I think if I were to do it again, I'd probably make the dough a bit thicker because as you can see, they don't have a lot of structural integrity at the moment. But yeah, I think I should have made them a bit thicker. But that's okay. You live and you learn. And now we're gonna cook them. We're gonna need these kind of things. So we're gonna do water in there. A trick that my stepmom taught me is to take a bit of kitchen towel, take some oil, wet the tissue with the oil, and then you're gonna wipe the colander thing. We're gonna take our dumplings, put them in there. Make sure that there's space between each one, otherwise they are gonna stick to each other. That's how it looks. I usually let them cook for about 10 minutes minimum. Sometimes I'll leave a bit longer. But yeah, 10 minutes in there, and then we're gonna take it out, plate it up, and have a feast. I completely forgot that I said I would give you some ways to use up your leftover dough and filling. A quick thing to do is you can just fry up your filling. It's so nice and it's already got so much flavor in it. So you can just fry it up, have it with some rice or some noodles. I think that's really nice. That's something I do a lot. Or another thing you can do is kind of make a pancake. So we're gonna take a little amount of dough and then take an equal sized one to match it. We're gonna roll it out. It's like this. We're gonna take some of our filling. We're kind of gonna spread it out so that it's evenly coating it. And you're gonna cover it up like that. Press the ends together. When you've done that, you've got a little pancake that you can just fry up and it's so delicious. So yeah, there you go. And she is done. Hey buddy. So here's the pancake. I added some sriracha and sesame seeds. And then here are my momos. And I've got my homemade kimchi. It turned out so good. And those are some pickled radish. And again, I added some sriracha and sesame seeds. Oh my goodness. That's so good. I think, yeah, that concludes my video. Great success. I hope you guys try it out. Let me know if you do. Come say goodbye to everyone. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, subscribe.